So this is what our end product is going to look like today. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and like in the comments, and let me know how you found my page if you're following me from TikTok or Instagram. I hope you like my recipe. Now let's get into it.
Welcome to my channel, you guys. I am the Crafty Mamas. I'm sorry I've been so MIA, but I have a quick easy recipe for today's 4th of July. I'm gonna be making a little macaroni salad. So macaroni salad is just one of those sides you love to add to your barbecue. Come on, you guys, who doesn't like macaroni salad? Anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna show you the easy ingredients that you can add to make an amazing smashing hit on your macaroni salad for any event. Stay tuned. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna be using some mayo. I don't like to use light mayo or anything like that. Just use the regular stuff, you guys. We are gonna be using a little bit of Miracle Whip. I know some people don't like adding this. It's okay. You don't have to add it if you don't want to, but I promise it does add a little bit of a difference to your macaroni salad. So try it. Next, a little bit of sweet relish. Not a lot, I promise you guys. It's literally a spoonful. It's one of those things where the just a little bit adds just enough, where you don't have to do, you know, an abundance of it, unless you like relish. I mean, relish is super good and I like it, but I don't add a lot, and I'll show you guys. And just depending on how much you're making of the macaroni salad, you'll probably need about 2 to 3 eggs. And again, some people don't like eggs, but I promise they're delicious. Hard-boiled eggs. I'll show you how to do that. And thirdly, we're gonna do the spices: paprika, salt, and black pepper. Very simple, right? And of course, you need your elbow macaroni. This is about, I think it's 2 pounds. Depending again on how many people you're feeding, you can do about 4 if you're feeding a bunch of people. We're not having a lot of people over, just quick in-laws, less than 10 people. So this should be enough. There should still be some left over. And then of course, a little celery to add a little crunch. Definitely want that. So I'm gonna show you how to get these things put together. So let's go. Okay, loves, so what you're first gonna do is you're gonna get the pot that you want to pour your macaroni in. You're gonna fill it up with water. Obviously let it boil first, and then we're gonna add our macaroni. I don't add my macaroni as the water boils. I honestly feel like it cooks faster if you do it the way that I'm doing it. But again, to each their own. So again, water, pot, turn on the fire, give it a couple minutes to boil, and then we're gonna add our macaroni. And same thing too for your boiled eggs. Just put your water to boil, and then you add your eggs, you guys. I never put my eggs in before the water boils. I feel like it helps me make the best hard-boiled egg, and I'll show you how that works. I do apologize about my daughter in the background. But anyways, yes, put your water to boil, and then once it's boiling, we're gonna add our eggs. Okay, you guys, so we have the water boiling, we have our macaroni, we're gonna add it here. And we can lower the heat at this point. Remember, it's boiling, so it doesn't need to stay that high. So what you're gonna wanna do is constantly check on your noodles. Make sure you put the heat down. And the reason why you wanna constantly check on your noodles while they're cooking is because we're not putting any oil or any grease to the water, so they don't stick. The reason why I'm not doing that is because the grease or the oils that you put in so they don't stick to the pot or to each other will cause them not to stick to the mayo or anything like that. Or if you're ever making anything sauce based,
the oils actually stop it from sticking to the sauce. And obviously, who doesn't want their sauce to be on the noodle? So if that makes sense, we just want to keep an eye out on it because we're not going to be adding any oil. But look, and we put the heat low. So yeah.
All right, you guys, and while our noodles are cooking, we're gonna get about 2 to 3 celery sticks. Again, because I'm not making a lot of macaroni salad, I'm only gonna use about 3. Make sure you wash them really good before you put them in your food.
And now that I'm looking at this macaroni salad, it's about the consistency that I want. I don't want it super soft, but I don't want it super hard. So I'm gonna turn it off, put it in cold water, and drain it.
So we're gonna begin by draining these macaronis. We're gonna pour some cold water over them. And again, remember, the reason why I say you want to do cold water is because even when the macaronis aren't in warm water, they continue to cook. We don't want to use really slimy macaronis. We kind of want them to be in the middle, not too hard, not too soft. So you want to make sure that you drain them and you water them down with cold water. This is going to be the same thing that you do to your eggs. You're going to put them in cold water. That way they can sit there for a couple minutes.
All right, we have our celery. It's washed. I cut the edges, and we're just gonna make very swiftly cuts on these. We don't want them to be too big. We don't want them to be too small. Just a little crunch to add to your food, you guys. And just to show you guys how I kind of want them to look, I'm putting this on my hand, about that thickness. Some are thicker than others, but yeah, this is a perfect consistency. That would work. And we have our hard-boiled eggs here. I've been soaking them in some ice cold water, and we're just gonna roll these up into a bag, and we're gonna peel them. I'm gonna hopefully hope that they peel just how I want them to show you guys how easy it can be. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, so please forgive me if it doesn't. So I put my eggs into a bag, and the reason why I put them into a bag is because I hate the shells, and I hate the fact that they get everywhere. I don't want the shells anywhere near my food, so I think the bag helps me keep the shells away, keeps them clean. So I put the eggs in here, and slowly but surely I'm just gonna hit them just like that, and it's gonna make them crack like so. You see that right there? So just keep doing that. You don't have to like do it very hard. Just a couple taps and you're all good
you guys,
to go.
so I already have one peeled, but pretty much I took it out of the bag, and because we're hitting it on the cutting board, pretty much what happens is it cracked all over. And if I can just show you, look how easy that was. The skin comes right off. And that's why I like doing it in the bag, just in case any of these little shells come off. I don't have them on my egg. And that's why I like doing it that way. If you have a different technique that you like to do, that's perfectly fine. Again, this technique works for me. I put it there. I do end up washing them again, just to make sure to get any little, little eggshells off of the egg. And then I end up dicing it. So stick around for the next step. So now this next step is going to be very easy. I just put them through the water very quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cutting it. The thickness is really up to you. And look at that, you guys. A perfect boiled egg. So just like that. I'm gonna do mine very fine. I like to cut mine very fine. So again, right now we're just cutting them and keeping them, cutting them as we go. This isn't the knife that I usually like using when I dice things up, but my knife is dirty and I was a little lazy, so we're just gonna use this one. But it works just fine. But I do prefer a different one. And again, continue doing that until you find that consistency that you want. I don't want my egg to be too big. So we have our macaroni. We have everything ready to put in. We're gonna season this, and that's what I like to do in the beginning. So I'm adding the paprika. I'm gonna add some salt and black pepper. I'm gonna add more of this as we go. I just kind of wanted to show you guys. I do like doing it before I add all the other things. That way this sticks to the noodles. And again, just like I was saying before, the reason why I didn't add any oil or grease while it was cooking in the water is because all of that stuff, it's hard for it to stick to the noodle if it has oils on it. And if you see close enough, you can see that all that seasoning is right on the noodles, and that's exactly what I want before I add anything to it. And like I said, I'm going to add more seasoning, but I'm going to add that first. And I am going to add some mayo right now. I did notice I had one already open, so I am going to use my opened one. I don't like to waste food. So we're going to start with the mayo, you guys. And we're going to start mixing this. We're definitely going to use more mayo, more Miracle Whip, obviously more mayo in general. But right now we're just seeing the consistency that it's going to make. First, you want to make sure to see how it looks. I'm going to bring it closer. So all the macaronis are pretty covered up, you guys. So I began by adding some celery, some egg, and I am going to add my relish. Again, remember I told you guys I wasn't going to be adding a lot. This is as much as I'm going to put in, just like that. And that's pretty much enough for this. If you prefer to put more, that's perfectly fine, to each their own. But that's as much as I would be adding. So since I have my desired egg and celery and relish in there, I'm gonna continue mixing this. And as I'm going to, I am gonna add more mayo and maybe a little bit more Miracle Whip, but for now, more mayo, definitely. So our macaroni salad, it's starting to look beautiful. Everything is starting to come together. I'm gonna season as I go as well, you guys. You guys season to taste as much as seasoning as you wanna add. If you don't wanna add that much more, it's really up to you guys. Because I am adding more mayonnaise as I go. I do like adding a little bit more seasoning. That way it adds to the taste. This is how it's looking right now. Beautiful.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe. Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and tune in for some more. Be safe, you guys.